Once upon a time, there's a man named Martin Luther King Jr. It's funny to think about because now we know his name so well, but at one time he was just a kid. Like maybe you're a kid watching this. Well, he was a kid too. Well, maybe you're a grown-up. That's okay too. Former kids are welcome here. I don't discriminate. Martin Luther King grew up to be a great man, of course, but things weren't all that great in the world while he was growing up. Not everybody was treated like they were somebody. And I believe that you should treat everybody like it's their birthday. But they didn't do that. People looked at the color of their skin. And that's how they decided if they were friends or not. Not cool, man. That didn't make him feel good. That didn't make anybody feel good. But his parents helped him grow up. He went to church. He learned about love. He grew up to be a minister to help a lot of people. He did all sorts of cool stuff. He helped a lot of people learn about love too. But still, he looked around and said, things should be better. He wanted to change things, so he did stuff. He decided instead of spreading the hate, he would spread the love. He wanted to bring people together. Where people were hurting, he stepped in to help. He marched with them. He walked with them. He walked arm in arm with everyone. And sometimes it didn't go well, but he kept going. Sometimes he ended up in prison, but he kept going. Some people didn't like him, but he kept going. Some days were hard, but he kept going. Love does that, it just keeps going, even when things are dark. And, well, I don't like this part of the story, but things did get pretty dark. Someone who didn't agree with him shot him. He died in April 1968. Now, keep pressing it. Why are you telling us this sad story? Come on. I know. I'm sorry, but it happened. I don't like that happened. Now, I gotta tell you something. When things aren't awesome, it can be tough. And things will always be awesome, but your response can be. Martin Luther King's response? It was awesome. Today, I just wanted us to think about this. Isn't it cool that we can change things? Like any of us, anybody. He dreamed and he changed things. And he dreamed and he kept sharing his dreams. They became not just his dream, a lot of people's dream. Like this one. I have a dream that little black boys and black girls will join hands with white boys and white girls and become sisters and brothers. That's a pretty good dream. Let's dream like that. That could change things.
Welcome to the week of February 22nd, scholars. Thank you for showing up to your class this morning and being here to learn with your friends and your teacher. This week, our district is taking extra special care to honor our friends during Black Lives Matter Week. While we have taken this whole month to learn about the contributions of Black Americans to our great nation throughout history, this week, we're going to reflect and highlight how different Black Americans helped to make the United States the unique and successful nation we are, not just in the past, but in the present. Here are some things we can do to celebrate.
Thank you, Mrs. NUNEZ-VARIAS. School is not just a place where we can grow our minds on math and reading, but it's also a place where we can grow our hearts and our appreciation for one another. Scholars, we have had so much fun sharing and celebrating all the ways you have been showing respect and responsibility that we're going to spend one more week talking about it. We hope that you take this week to reflect on all the ways you and those around you can continue to show respect and responsibility every day this week.
Yes, and remember, scholars, we are not just going to practice responsibility and respect this one week, but we're going to show it every day, because that's the code we live by so that we can be successful scholars and successful citizens and adults every day of our lives. And here are a few tips from our friends to remind us on some ways that we can walk the walk and not just talk the talk.
Responsibility in distance learning is by listening, turning on your camera so they can see that you're here, and taking notes and doing your work every day.
Hi, my name is Scarlett First, and today I'm going to tell you one way to be responsible. One way to be responsible is to be on time, because if you're not on time, you're going to forget each lesson and you're not going to learn as much because you forgot most of the things. And if you're not late, you'll be nice and ready for the test that will be coming up for you.
One way to have responsibility is doing all your homework, not being late in class, and talk when you have some permission to.
One way you could show responsibility in class is to be where you have to be for your meeting.
Thank you, scholars, for your words of wisdom. We know lots of classes will be starting different assessments this week. You may be taking some benchmarks or star reading tests, or even the LPAC language assessment. Please make sure you do your part in respecting yourself and taking responsibility for doing your best on your tests. This is your time to shine.
Speaking of shining, Mrs. Gavaris, we have some very special shout outs to some of our scholars who have been shining bright this past week. Let's take a look.
Hi, this is Ms. Salazar, and this week I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Fernando Fernandez, who has shown responsibility by completing all of his assignments. Good job, Fernando.
Thank you to Javier in Miss Ibarra's class for being such a responsible band student. I appreciate that he is on time to his music classes. He is showing up ready to learn. He is practicing his music outside of class. And further than that, he's being responsible to take on his own learning and challenge himself through new things in our band karate classes. So thank you, Javier, for all of your work.
Hi everyone, Mrs. Stuffle here. I'm the 5th grade distance learning teacher, and I wanted to recognize my EL students this week because all of them finished at least one part of our big LPAC test, and some of them finished the whole thing. So I'm really proud of Melanie, Eric's, Elias, Evelyn, Roberto, Alexander, Luis, Yu, Abkiel, and ECE for signing in when they were supposed to and getting that work started, and for some of them getting it completely done.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Cabrera, and I'd like to give a shout out to Giovanni Orozco. Giovanni works hard every day. He participates in his assignments and activities with this never-ending smile. So I'd like to say, way to go to Giovanni.
Hi, this is Mrs. Decker, and I want to give a shout out to my students. I've been so proud of you, and I really enjoy being your teacher and working with you. You guys keep up the good work, okay? I do have 4 special shout outs that I want to give, though. The first one is to Mr. Eli Dominguez. You have really stepped up your game this week, working hard, getting all your work done. I've been really impressed with you, so don't stop. Another shout out I want to give is to Mr. Horacio Renteria. You too have really stepped up your game this week. You've been working hard, getting your work done. I've been really, really proud of you. Another shout out that I want to give is to Miss Aileen Navarro. She led our class in a craft activity to create a little Among Us character, and that was a lot of fun, and you did a really good job leading us. Thank you for doing that. And finally, I want to give a special shout out to a former student of mine, Mr. Manuel Martinez. I heard you're doing a great job. Keep it up. To all the students out there, you guys, we are more than halfway done, so keep it up.
Well, that's all we have for you this morning, scholars. We hope you have a fantastic week and take every opportunity to really shine and be your best. Don't forget, this is the last week of the February AR Challenge. That means you have to earn 10 points for the whole month of February to join us for our very special Principal's Lunch. You don't want to miss this one. Make it a great week. You have the power.
Called our country, our people diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. for there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.